Here's what it looks like right now. I just finished fixing the passenger side, so I have a free wire which I put right there. I actually have two free wires, so I'm thinking of probably putting one in the vent right there or something. But I'm gonna do the driver's side door now, so I'll show you how to do that. All you need to get the door off is something to pry it with and just a Phillips. For the door handle, you just insert your pry tool right here and then pry back and it'll pop out like that. Kind of hard for me to get out with one hand. And then next spot is right down here. Insert the pry tool right there, pop up, have it fly into your face, and then these are your 3 screws, and all you need to do is get those out, and then you got to pry the door off. Got the screws out. Now you want to grab here, and it feels like you really shouldn't be pulling on it. It's hard, but you just got to rip it off like that, and you go around the edge like that, and then you take it and you lift it straight up, then the whole door comes off. There's a bunch of stuff connected though that you're going to want to disconnect, so I'm going to need a better camera angle here. Now these are the wires I have plugged into my kit. Unplug these, and that's everything disconnected. Now you can take the door off. Also, my back panel looks like this because I'm an idiot and couldn't think of a better way to get the light strip to stop moving. So I used polyurethane, got lazy waiting for it to dry, so I used super glue. Terrible idea, don't do that. Passenger side door turned out fine. This one not so well because it leaked through right there. Doesn't look great. I have a way to get rid of it, but I just haven't gotten to that yet, so I'll probably do it now since I'm redoing everything. This is the light strip connection. This is the door handle connection right there. See if I can find that. This is the storage box connector. The handle lamp right here. Looks like this. You drill a hole. Focus. There we go. You drill a hole for that little nugget to fit in, and it goes through. Now there is an issue with that, which is you get light bleed through the top crack right here. Really pissed me off because I want everything to be like perfect. So what I did to fix that was I took some electrical tape and I just wrapped it around this. God, this sucks. Whatever. I wrapped it around that, completely covering it up so just this little nub was showing. And then when you put it in, you know, no light is escaping, so it'll look better. Now, because of the way I did it on this side, because I didn't know where the accessory wire was, I took these, there's this splitter cable that comes with the kit, and I ran it through the door and connected it to the main controller and the fuse box. Really just wasted a bunch of connections though, because there's 2 other things I could plug into this on the inside, which is why I'm switching to this now. Because I now know where the accessory wire is, which is right behind here, right there. So you really just got to peel this off. If you do it a little slowly, it doesn't mess it up too bad. It's really sticky, so you don't got to worry about like ruining the stickiness, but obviously right here I didn't do a great job. but just get enough room so you can get to that right in there. And then just pry that out. And then the red is your power, black is your ground, obviously. So that's what we're going to be connecting to with the kit. Little pause here. I contacted this guy while I was making the first install of the kit. See if he found the accessory wire, because I had no idea where it was. That's why I ended up doing that really stupid wire through the door thing. He did not know, but I reignited that motivation in him. So he ended up finding the accessory wire. So I just wanted to give him credit for that, because I did a shitload of research online, couldn't find anything on where the hell the accessory wire is on the GR86. So thank you, Alex. All right, these are my 2 T-taps I'm going to use. Doesn't really matter which ones you use. This is the wire harness that goes into the accessory wire. Car needs a fucking wash really bad. This is the sub controller that goes into the harness. Now, this is gonna be a little too hard for me to do with one hand, so I'll try my best. And you kind of need to use pliers to clamp that down tight enough, but there it is attached. So I like to spin it around sometimes just to make sure it really cuts into the wire and gets the connection. I actually, on these little wires, mine don't really work. Maybe if you use some different T-taps, they'll work better. But for mine, I have to like strip the wire back and fold it so it'll actually touch the connections in there. If I can show you that, right in there. So that's kind of what I do. So when I put it in there and clamp it down, I know for sure it's going to be contacting it. And there we go. That's the ground connected. Now, I'm just going to do the exact same thing to the power. There it is, back plugged in. Put the controller on the harness. Plugged in a little LED, so let's see if it's working. Turn it on, the core, and there we go. Highly recommend that you check if it works like this before you put the door back on. Almost did that on the passenger side, but I tested it and then realized that those connections weren't working, so I did that little trick I showed you. Now, for the actual door panel part, this part, for the door handle, these 2 screws, and then there's a little pry part there, and there's another one on the same side, right down in there. You gotta pry them both at the same time to pop this out, and it kind of just falls out. And then when you do that, you can drill into the top of the handle, make your little hole for that. This part, pretty easy, just a little time consuming. Don't look at that, I hate that. You can just kind of wedge it in there and just pack it in as you go. You can also loosen the screws on the back here, make your life a little easier. It'll loosen it up. The only thing is once you tighten it, it'll try to push out the LED. I dropped the shit. So kind of what I did was hold it in place as I tightened it, and then I used a little piece of plastic, kind of similar to this one. Really just take anything at all that's plastic, so you're not going to hurt anything, and just keep jamming it in there and slowly go along. That's what I did to get it looking to where I like it. What is that? Yeah. So now I'm just going to drill a hole right over here for the handle light, or the storage box light. Made the hole, put the LED in. The handle one is you just put that plastic part in first, and then you connect the LED to the back of it. Holds it in place by itself. This door handle doesn't really hold its place in. or doesn't hold itself in place, so that's why I have the tape on there to hold it down. But that's all I got to do with this door. Now I just got to connect it. My dumbass forgot that I got to pull these wires out still. Obviously you won't have to do that, but I'm going to have to. That's probably going to take me an hour because it's not fun, and I got to make sure I don't break off these ends. But anyways, there's the controller. I tape it on there like that because I'm lazy, don't have any other way to really connect it, and I don't want to hear it jangling around in there, so I like to secure it. I guess for anyone who is copying kind of the way I did it with a strip down there, to get that part off on each side, kind of want to have one of these tools. I don't know what this is called. Stole it from my dad's friend. Anyways, fuck. Anyways, you're gonna want to go to this little plastic deuter here, pry it off. I've already done it like 4 times, so it's kind of on its last leg here. And then you just gotta yank it, and then this part pulls up. There we go. Yoinked it off. You just gotta pull this up, and that little hook part there sits right in there. And then this strip, I didn't even take this apart to put it in there. I just pushed it in, and then the wire is going along there all the way through here. I have the main controller right in here. It looks like the little sub-controller box, and it has a fuse wire and a ground wire and a connector for, it's supposed to be what I was supposed to connect this wire to. It'll split the connection so you can space everything out wherever you want it. It has a fuse and a ground. The ground is right there on that bolt, and the fuse I have plugged in right here. Just pick an empty spot, doesn't matter which one, and make sure it is an accessory port. So when you plug it in, it'll look pretty much identical to this one. These 2 wires, instead of being ground and power here, is ground and power, but with a fuse connector on the end, and then a little hook so you can attach it under a bolt. You'll connect the main controller here, and then it'll have something similar to this, and so you can connect a light to the end of it, check if it's on. If it's not an accessory port, it'll have constant power, which means it'll be on even when your car is off, which is obviously a bad idea. So make sure you get a port where when you plug it in, it's not on, and when you start the car, it turns on. Have everything plugged in. Sub-controller, handle, storage, the strip, connected, this thingy, and that light down there again, and then gotta reconnect the lock and handle. Alrighty, now it goes on just how you took it off. Drop it on, and then you want to just push all the pins back in. Getting a little light through here, guys. Just haven't put the screws back in yet. Just feel around the bottom edge, make sure it's all together, and we're good. Give it a little test. There we go. Shaboomy. Now, just gotta get the screws in and put the trim pieces back on that we're covering it up. All right, everything's screwed back in. I got my little rubber things back in there. And that's pretty much it. Now, I could do a little more detailed, like, I got the footwell light there, came with the kit. Because I really don't want to take apart the console. And have to mess with all the wires in there. Not really going to show that part. Here's the switch that comes with it. Main controller's in there. It has a wire for the switch. I kind of just have it dangling out there like that. So you can control it from your phone, but it's good to have the switch too, so you don't have to use your phone to just turn it on and off. I would like to mention that setting up the main controller is honestly easier than the door harness. It's just plug it into the fuse box, ground it, and then it has 3 connections, just like the door harness does. One is for the footwell stuff, one is for the dashboard stuff, or if you have a big kit like mine, it's for the splitters that goes to everything else. And then one is for the switch. Really straightforward. Now, the only part I think people are gonna struggle with that I didn't show was actually packing in this light strip here. It took me a while. Also, I cut this. It was actually really long. Originally, what I had was going from this corner all the way along to here. Really didn't like it, because once you get to this spot right here, when you're packing this in, you're packing up. And then when you get to here, you're packing down. So when you get here, it has this weird fucking wave to it. I didn't like the way it looked. It didn't look good. So I ended up doing this. This curve part was really hard to get right. This, if you want to do what I did, this, even if I slightly tapped it like that, this whole strip would suction back behind there. That's why I ended up using the glue and the polyurethane, because you can't, it's not tight enough when you tighten all the screws in the back to hold this in place. So you're gonna need to secure it better. Honestly, would recommend using like Gorilla Tape or something instead of what I did, but I went the extreme route, and oh well, I kind of regret it, to be honest. It looks really fucking nice. Really proud of it. First mod I've ever done to car besides this. First time I've ever even taken apart a car. I've had this car for about a month now. I find this really enjoyable. Can't wait to find more things to do to it. Next thing I might do is I might do a Starlight headliner, because I like the way that shit looks. Maybe I'll make a video on that too. I guess I'll just do a quick recap of everything, right? Accessory wire access with the T-taps on the door. Drill a hole there, plop that shit in. The strip. Honestly, all this was way easier than what I did with threading those wires through. It took me a quarter of the time it did to do everything else. The fuse box. If you're using the 2023 like I am, I guess you could just copy the same exact fuse spot I have right there. Whatever that position is. Make sure you ground it. Hit there. I just loosened that. Put the little thing behind the bolt and then tightened it down. I got the wire going along here. And then the main controller back behind there. Footwell kit connected to that, or the footwell splitter, which I have coming around through here. One connecting to this one right here, and the other one connecting to the actual footwell light. And then I zip tied it up there so cords were hidden. Now, then you have the center console splitter, which again connects to the main controller I have hidden back in here. That Is it? Yeah, there it is. I have one end here and one end right here, which right now I just have plugged into this one, but I might leave it like that for now until I figure out where I want to use the second port, because I have a splitter for each side, so then I'll have an extra cord for this side, an extra cord for that side that I could use on something. Again, want to use the vents, not sure, so I'm just going to leave it like this for now.